Greetings, adventurers, and welcome back to Abnormal Voyages. My name is David, and today we find ourselves in the great state of Ohio. We're here at the state capitol in Columbus. This is famous for being the home state of, among many other things, President McKinley, who's behind me here at this monument. Let's just see what else this wonderful state has in store for us. Tag along.
We're going to a place that you've never heard of before. It's Abnormal Voyages. You're gonna learn something new. We're gonna open new doors. It's Abnormal Voyages.
The Ohio State House is a beautiful building that happens to be right smack dab in the middle of Columbus, Ohio. The State House was built in 1839, making it pretty old. Though they did some renovation work rather recently and actually have a display where you can see old artifacts that they found hidden in the walls when they went through and redid things. There was a lot of bottles, some general trash, but kind of a nice view into the past. Though, very interestingly, one of the artifacts that they found was a shoebox, and when they looked inside, they found the remains of a cat. Nobody's really sure why it was there, but a very interesting final resting place for sure. Ohio is well known for being a place that many great astronauts were born in. This statue celebrates John Glenn as he's looking up towards space. We'll definitely get more into that in another episode. But for now, let's hit Ohio and see if we can find something to eat. Our first stop is here at Tony Packo's Cafe, world famous. Tony Packo's was founded in 1932 by, who would have guessed it, Tony Packo, and is located here in Toledo, Ohio. Now, this may seem just like your run-of-the-mill hot dog restaurant, but Tony Packo's has a very interesting history and is definitely very quirky. What makes it so special? Well, when you walk inside and look on the walls, you'll see it right away. They have autographed hot dog buns from famous people all throughout history. Back in the heyday of hit TV show MASH, the character Corporal Maxwell Klinger was played by Jamie Farr, who was actually a Toledo native and made sure to mention one of his favorite restaurants, Tony Packo, in the show. Ever since then, people have flocked here to check out their hot dogs. Now, we've got a little smattering of them in the video here for you to see. There's Hillary and Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Mike Pence, basically anyone you can think of, be them political, music, movie stars, TV stars, sports legends, broadcasting heroes. All people from all walks of life have come here and happily signed their names on a bun. Some of the really cool ones were the ones that bands had all signed together, like REO Speedwagon. They all autographed the same bun, so you kind of had a little collectible one there. Ray Charles even signed one. Alice Cooper. There is just so many autographs. Some people even managed to pose with it, such as David Copperfield had his own little plaque here. But then others were happy to just sign and go, and then they were later put into the plastic so that they could be protected and preserved for everyone to see. I happen to think it's a really funny kind of legacy that they left behind here. Several of these people are no longer with us, and yet, here at this hot dog restaurant, they live on. Oh, and this was my personal favorite, Jeff Smith, who writes one of my favorite graphic novels, Bone. He's also from Ohio. Truly, there are thousands of these up on the walls. But we now come to the big question, how does the food actually taste? Let's ask Blake.
All right, so what we have for you today is the chicken chili, something that Ohio's definitely known for. we have the paprika dumplings, and then we have Tony Pecco's original dog, which is a Hungarian-style hot dog. We'll start with the chili. Yeah, chicken's good, beans are good, got a nice little slight kick to it. Probably some of the better chili I've had. Give it a 4.5 stars out of 5 for that. So now we're going to try the paprika dumplings. I like paprika, so this should be a positive thing. Yep. Paprika gives it a nice little uniqueness to it. Give this 4 stars out of 5 right there. And then what you come to Tony Pecco's for, the hot dog. Let's see what this is like. It's probably one of the better hot dogs I've had. I'm not like the biggest fan of hot dogs to begin with. I'll give the hot dog itself 4.5 stars out of 5 as well.
So, there you have it. Delicious food and great things to entertain you. But, let's move on. Though there have been many famous people from Ohio, probably the #1 most famous citizen from Ohio is Superman. We are here in front of Jerry Siegel's house, where Superman was born. That's right. The man who is considered the world's first superhero was created right here on this street. Jerry Siegel lived here as a teenage boy, and he and his friend Joe Shuster put their heads together and started making wonderful, fantastic stories about this super-powered man. Now, this was during the Great Depression, so it only makes sense that these boys were looking for somebody to believe in, something to give them hope, and to let them know that everything was going to be alright and they were going to bounce back. Unfortunately, the actual house is still private property, so there's no going inside, no museum or anything. But just the fact that they have this monument on the outside to mark this landmark is super cool. Nearby, they have Lois Lane and several other streets that are named after the big guy himself. And it doesn't end there. And then only a block away, still here in Cleveland, Ohio, was the home of Joe Shuster. It has since been destroyed, but they remember it with this fence here, where they actually have all of the very first adventure that Superman was in. Jerry did the writing, Joe did the drawing, and together, they created Superman. Superman made his published debut all the way back in 1938. He was in Action Comics #1 and was even right there on the cover. You've got to remember, back then, this was something completely new. Superheroes weren't a thing, so this immediately gripped the imagination of an entire nation. As a baby, Superman was actually born on a faraway planet called Krypton, and once it was being destroyed, his parents sent him away in hopes that he would find safety. He landed here on Earth, and as they say, the rest was history. He devoted his life to helping those he could and standing for truth, justice, and the American way. It wasn't long before Superman, or his alter ego Clark Kent, became household names, right along with his love interest Lois Lane, and even his arch-enemy Lex Luthor. Superman has now been around for almost 100 years, and is still going just as strong. It's incredible to look back and see that even the most fantastic things out there sometimes have some of the most humble beginnings. Getting to visit this here in Ohio is seriously a treat. Come on, we got time for one more stop. We're now in Brecksville, Ohio, here at the beautiful Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Let's check it out. We always try to make a point of visiting whatever national parks or national monuments we may come across. And I gotta say, Cuyahoga Valley was absolutely stunning. There's actually a train you can take that'll take you all the way through the park, which is something we absolutely want to go back and do someday. But for now, we were content to just walk around and kind of get a feel for this beautiful place. This wonderful landscape stretches to over 32,000 acres and is home to close to 1,000 different plant species, so there is a lot to see and protect. Truly, every national park is beautiful in its own way, and Cuyahoga Valley does not disappoint. With tons of wildlife, a beautiful river, and tons of shady trees, this is the perfect place to come spend a day hiking around, maybe having a picnic, just taking everything in and enjoying nature. It's one of those places that really makes you feel grateful to be alive.
And my personal favorite part of Cuyahoga Valley National Park, the gorgeous Brandywine Falls. Just look how stunning this waterfall is. Well, that's all the time we have from the Buckeye State. My name is David, and this has been Abnormal Voyages. Thanks for tagging along. We'll see you in the next one.